Well, hello, this is Bill Steffen. Boy, what a difference a day makes. Yesterday, the high temperature in Grand Rapids was 69 degrees, almost 70. And today, temperatures are stuck in the mid to upper 30s with a pretty stiff northwest wind. There's places in the world that don't see that kind of change all year, much less in just a single day. And yesterday evening, it was kind of interesting because temperatures were in the mid 60s all the way up to Big Rapids. At the same time, temperatures were only in the low 40s along the Lake Michigan shoreline in Oceana and Mason counties. Here's a look at some of the peak wind gusts that we had. There was a tornado watch in effect for much of the state of Illinois and down through Indiana. We had a severe thunderstorm watch in effect for the extreme southern part of our area here down along the Indiana border. And here's a look at some of the peak wind gusts. 73 miles an hour was at Sullivan, Illinois. There were several trailer trucks that were tipped over by the strong winds on Interstate 39 and Interstate 55, which is the interstate that goes between Chicago and St. Louis. There were reports of some building damage in northern Indiana from the winds there, 64-mile-an-hour gust at Michigan City. And we had some strong winds in Berrien County, Coloma there at 54 miles an hour, down the list 52 Benton Heights and 51 at Benton Harbor. North Door had a gust of 54 miles an hour. Technically, to be a severe thunderstorm, it has to be 58 miles an hour. So we were just underneath that here, but worth putting out the watch, I think, for the area here. Kalamazoo had 48 miles an hour. So did the Ford Airport here in Grand Rapids. South Haven checking in with a 43-mile-an-hour wind gust. Well, here's what's ahead for us. Much colder, breezy weather during the day today. It'll feel like we're back in like early December here. Partly sunny skies and a little bit warmer again on Friday. Not as warm as we've been of late, but we should see the thermometer back up above 50 in most areas here Friday afternoon. Then there'll be a chance of a little light mix or probably rain changing to a little bit of snow Saturday morning. Colder weather to follow here again on Saturday. Temperatures most of the day will only be in the mid to upper 30s. So if you got something planned for Saturday, it's going to be a little wintry out there. And that pattern looks like it's going to hold here for a while. Hey, we want to thank our sponsors. Take a listen, everybody.
Need a fast, efficient, and affordable cleaning service? Complete Care Concierge has you covered. Serving all of West Michigan, we offer one-time, daily, weekly, and bi-weekly cleans, plus move in, move out. We also service apartment hallways and laundry rooms. Our work is guaranteed, gift cards are available, and we even clean on weekends. There's no better way to say I love you than giving a tired mom a break from dishes and laundry. Are you a busy professional? Pamper yourself by taking vacuuming and dusting off your plate. Office manager, keep your business looking and feeling its very best. Call 616-264-1397 today for a spotless space and total peace of mind.
When your home needs help, you might not know where to start. Why not ask Ace? We're always here to help with Ace Handyman Services. Our talented craftsmen handle everything from drywall and carpentry to doors and kitchens. We're the neighbors you trust to get the job done right. Let's get started. Book your handyman appointment today. Ace Handyman Services, bringing helpful to your home.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
I hope you'll consider patronizing our sponsors. They help us defray some of the expenses we had of getting everything going right here. And certainly looks like more snow for the Upper Peninsula. It's been snowing there overnight, and during the day it will eventually taper off. But you can see the stripe of where the snow fell from Nebraska up through Iowa, Minnesota, up there toward the UP. Some places up in the UP have already had 290 inches of snowfall this winter. It's been quite a snowy winter across the northern part of our state. And look at the snow that continues out west. Take a look at this, Mount Rainier National Park. Season snowfall as of March 18th was up to 483 inches. That's 40.3 feet of snow that has fallen out there. That's an interesting picture because what you're looking at there is the tops of the trees. You can take a look at what this picture looks like in the summertime when the snow's melted off, but those are just the treetops there, and it's kind of tough to ski because you never know when one of those treetops is going to come in the way of where you're going. But interesting. They have been averaging 5 inches of snow per day, and they hold the world's record at 1,122 inches. That was back in the winter of 1998-99. Most snow ever in a winter season anywhere in the world. Well, 69 yesterday, 39 today, and it's going to feel only in the low 20s with that stiff northwest wind blowing here. We've had a wind advisory in effect. That continues here through the morning hours. It should be expiring here during the afternoon, but it's going to be a cold day. We have storm warnings out on Lake Michigan, and that is one step above gale warnings. It goes small craft and then gale and then storm and then hurricane. They're forecasting waves could reach as high as 10 to 18 feet out on Lake Michigan today. So it's a good thing we got that little buffer of ice out there over a good portion of the shoreline area there. High temperatures this Thursday, lots of blue on the map. We got lots of 30s around. In fact, the afternoon temperatures may only be in the mid 30s here, with readings in the low 30s as you get up toward upper Michigan. We'll go to Friday, and you can see the temperatures warm up. We're back to the green. Yay, St. Patrick's Day green. And we've got readings up into the low 50s here during the afternoon. And you can see off to the north, temperatures only in the 40s up toward the UP. We move to Saturday, and we're back in the blue, everybody. Look at those temperatures, only in the mid-30s. And look at the readings up toward the UP. If you're heading up in that direction, it's only going to be in the low to mid-20s during a good portion of the day on Saturday. A lot of the ski resorts across northern Michigan are still open, and they report pretty good conditions for spring skiing. They didn't get the super warm weather here. While we were in the 60s down here yesterday, temperatures were only in the upper 30s to around 40 up toward the UP. And they'll see temperatures below freezing. Here's a look at what's ahead here for us today. Chance for a little light snow here. Could be as much as an inch or an inch and a half on the ground north of Muskegon for a while. Can't rule out an icy spot on the roads there north of Muskegon, but for the most part, it shouldn't be too bad getting around today. We bounce back up to 52 degrees here on Friday with partly sunny skies. Friday night, we have a chance for a little bit of rain. That will change over to a little bit of wet snow here Saturday morning, and we're back into the 30s. Sunday, a whopping 46 degrees here. It'll probably be dry in the morning with a chance of rain showers, and then again, that would be changing to snow showers for Sunday night into Monday, and Monday yet another day. I've got 3 days up there with temperatures only in the 30s. So we got some more winter weather ahead, and the long range outlook says that kind of sticks around. Take a look at this. We've got the 8 to 14 day outlook, cooler than average temperatures expected in the Great Lakes and Northeast. And the heat is on across parts of Texas, New Mexico, into Arizona, where readings will be up into the 80s. And if anybody wants to spend some time traveling south to warm up, Florida looks pretty nice too. They'll be seeing some temperatures there in the low and maybe even mid 80s during the afternoon as the warm pattern continues for them. So bundle up today. Looks like the precipitation amount, we'll see periods of precipitation. I don't see too many times when the big slug of Gulf moisture gets up here, so these episodes will be rather minor, but periods of rain and snow likely here right on through the end of the month, about every second or third day. So it's not quite spring yet, but we certainly had a taste of that yesterday. Wow, it's basketball time, March Madness. What's going on?
All right. Good evening. So today, the 20th, March 20, starts the first round of NCAA men's basketball play. Michigan against San Diego, very late. And then again on Friday, Michigan State, also very late. And Wisconsin versus Montana. And I did check with your fraternity brother in Montana as to who he would be cheering for in the Wisconsin game. And he is cheering for Wisconsin. So everything's
of course,
okay.
Yes, that's our alma mater. Yeah, Grady lives out there. He's retired, and he lives out in the western mountains of Montana. Had a choice to live anywhere, and that's where he chose to be. It's a beautiful spot. Michelle and I have been out there before a couple of times, and the airport, you can see the mountains from Bozeman there, and really pretty place to be.
The first time I flew to Bozeman, I flew there, I didn't leave the airport, and then I flew back home 3 hours later. And all I did was sit there and look at the mountains. And I flew there, I think from Grand Rapids. And just, that was my day, and it was fantastic.
Yeah, and you can travel cheap too, so it's a really neat trip for you.
So good luck to all the teams. I'll be filling out my bracket after we're done with this.
I filled out mine for the first time since I was like in college, I think. I actually filled out a bracket and gave it to Mom because Mom could turn it in there at where they do physical therapy. They're having a little contest.
So who do you have going further, Michigan or Michigan State?
Michigan State, but who knows? I have Duke winning the whole thing, so we'll see if that works out.
All right. So the Keeler Building, downtown Grand Rapids, has been condemned. So that I can't find a city of Grand Rapids map that we have the legal rights to use because copyright laws for Michigan are a little funny. So every time I want to talk about what's going on in Grand Rapids, I have to draw my own map. So that is my best attempt at drawing what downtown Grand Rapids looks like. It's down the street from the Civic Theater, and the address is 56 Division Avenue, and it has been condemned by the City of Grand Rapids Code Compliance Division because of a lot of problems, and apparently the building hasn't had water service in 10 years.
10 years?
According to, so they say. The Keeler Building was built in 1914, named after the Keeler Brass Company, and it was originally built to be a showroom for furniture manufacturing. And Keeler Brass is still in business today. They're not the people that own the building. So they're not, other than the building is called that because it was them, they don't have anything to do with it. They're now located in Granville. So they make doorknobs and pull handles for doors.
Neat.
And they were founded in 1893, and they made brass parts for the Ford Model T.
Very good.
Yeah.
Nice to know that.
Yeah. So that got me wondering, what is the oldest building in Grand Rapids? Dad, you have any guesses?
I've walked past it 100 times. I think it's the Calkins Law.
Well done. Very good.
Place. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's right at right across from the old public museum. You ever have driven past that on what is that? Washington and State Street, I think it is. Yeah, and they've fixed that up. It looks kind of neat, and that was I think it's just a museum now, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay, on this day in history, March 20, 1854, the first public free municipal library in the United States opened in what city?
Wow, I remember the Carnegie family dumped a lot of money into put a lot of money into libraries across the country. First public free municipal library in the United States. Okay, so this is before the Civil War. I don't know, I guess New York City.
You're very close. It's a city that you and I have been to together.
Boston?
Very good.
Boston. Oh, okay, very good. Yeah.
And we took that picture. That's our picture.
That was a beautiful place. The American Meteorological Society is located right on the edge of the Commons there. 45 Beacon Street, I think, is their address, if I remember.
Yes, and we went to see it, and you didn't tell me that you wanted to go. We just walked past it, and you were like, hey, look, it's the AMS building. Of course.
That's right.
It is.
Yeah.
And we ended up there, and I didn't even know it was on your list until we were there.
I remember I was so excited when I got my AMS seal of approval for
what year did you get it?
my broadcast. You have to apply and have 5 different meteorologists review the tape of your programs to be certified.
Did they ever turn anyone down?
Oh, sure. Yeah. They, and of course I applied way back, like 50 years ago, whatever, when you made one tape, and then that one tape had to be mailed from one city to the next so that the next meteorologist can review it. And sometimes it took, like 6 months before you.
What were they reviewing for? Like meteorological skill, communication skills? What?
Yes. It was pretty, that you were doing a straightforward and presentation and one that contained facts and a decent forecast and everything else like that. Yeah.
And fun fact, we talked about
5 meteorologists at Storm Team 8 have that seal. And
Terry DeBoer was the first woman to earn one in Michigan. We talked about that on an earlier show.
Yes, that is true. That is true.
Okay. So next random thought I had. This county, produces the most apples in the state of Michigan. And Dad, do you recognize this picture?
It's right across the street from where I live.
There's
a beautiful apple orchard, and it's just been wonderful to live across from the orchard there and be able to smell the blossoms in the springtime. Though my smelling is not quite what it was before COVID. I don't know if anybody else has that significant problem, but yes, Kent County, I believe, has the most apples. And I believe Alpine Township has the most apples of any township in Kent County. So,
and from what I found, Michigan is third in the U.S. for apple production, and Kent
after
County is number
Washington
one.
and New
in the
York
state of
State, I
Michigan.
believe. Is that correct?
I'm not sure, but that sounds
Yeah,
right. That sounds
Washington is
good.
by far number one. But they get water out of the Columbia River, so some of the apples out there are irrigated.
All right, and another random question that I had for you to answer is, what is a nor'easter?
Nor'easter, the T and the H are missing there. That should be northeast. I mean, that it's called a nor'easter, but the two letters that apostrophe stands for are T and H for northeaster, and that's a storm that develops along the East Coast and produces that comma shape, as you can see right there. It almost looks like somebody's ear. You get very strong winds and sometimes some very heavy snow and freezing rain with these storms. They tend to be ones that really slow down travel because they affect all the big cities of the East. You'll find nor'easters moving up the coast, providing heavy snow for Washington, Baltimore, Philadelphia, New York, Boston. And it takes a while to clean up after one of those. They also get some very strong winds, and you can get some pretty significant waves piling into the coast, that northeast wind causing quite a bit of erosion. The perfect storm, that storm was there were actually a couple storms that came together there. It was a nor'easter. Though in the movie, there's all kinds of lightning, and there really wasn't a lot of lightning, if much of anything, with that particular storm. There's
and
a
finally,
picture.
Yeah, beautiful photo from John Scully.
Right, this is the Muskegon Channel, and you can see there's still a lot of ice. I saw one picture from the Glural webcam there, where there were two boats in the channel, and they were, just touring around, knocking the ice aside, pancake ice there, slowly melting. But again, today temperatures right at the channel here. If you were to walk out on the edge of the breakwater out to the edge out there, you'd find temperatures were only around 40 at the same time in inland areas. Temperatures were in the 60s. So it makes a big difference this time of year.
All right, let's see if we can have some cat pandemonium, because the cats are about.
Okay.
There she comes.
Right on cue, huh?
Come on, sweetie. Come here.
Two cats involved here, Rosie
Yeah.
and Oliver.
Yeah. Come on, sweetie. Very good.
Rosie.
Come here, sweetie. Come here.
Yeah, say hi to everybody, Rosie.
She's like, I can't think about anything else. I see treats. I see treats.
Yeah, there she goes. Yeah, eats right out of your hand.
Yeah, she's a sweetie.
Yeah, I was upstairs just about half an hour ago, and all three of my cats were fast asleep. We tired them out today. But it was really interesting. There was a commercial on the air, and there was a cat that made a noise, and one of my cats just turned her head around and looked at the TV like, "Who was that?" They recognize their meows.
When I get home late and I open the door, the first thing I see is one of their little noses sticking through the door.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting. Our cats will occasionally meet us at the door, but they've never shown any inclination to go outside. With our two previous cats, Nimbus and Suryam, I could leave the door wide open and they would not go out. One day we took Nimbus out and on a tether, and all it wanted to do was go back inside. They were strays, so they knew what it was like to live out there, and I guess they just decided that, well, it's a whole lot better inside than outside.
Well, she loves going out on the porch.
Mm-hmm.
And we're learning that geckos are friends, not food. Right?
One of my cats ate a stink bug the other day. We had a stink bug on the porch. Somebody else coming. Who's the furry?
Yeah,
the white
here's
furry
the other
one?
one. He didn't get any treats yet, and he'd like to talk to the manager.
Oh, okay.
Well, we better go and get him some treats.
Right. Thanks so much for staying with us this long. We got the Kent County Skywarn meeting Thursday night at First Church in Wyoming. If anybody's really interested in learning about severe weather, it's a free event, and there'll be about 200 people there, and you're welcome to join us. Again, that is the Kent County Skywarn meeting, which is at First Church in Wyoming. I believe it starts at 6:30.